Tommy Robinson has today been sentenced to 18 months imprisonment for contempt of court. Now, Tommy Robinson knew he was going to go to prison for this on the charge of contempt of court or breaching the restriction order was all to do with the reporting of a young Syrian refugee. Now, anybody who hasn't seen it, go and have a look. Open your eyes and have a look at the film that he done. Have a look at the podcast that he done with Michael Peterson, who has millions of followers, and listen and watch the real story. I'm not going to say any more about the story on here. You can go and watch it and find out for yourselves. Tommy was speaking up speaking the truth. He knew he would have went to prison for breaching this order, but he was willing to give up his liberty for something that he knew was right. His right as a journalist to report on this. He's seen the other side of it, what was happening to the other young schoolboy who was receiving a lot of death threats. So Tommy went ahead and spoke about it, even though he was told not to. This is the contempt of court. He went ahead and played the video silenced at his last rally down in London, and they knew exactly what they were going to do with him. But 18 months imprisonment, when he will be spending the majority of it will probably be like he spent it the last time in the segregation unit at Belmarsh, with hardly any exercise or time out of his pad, because what they want to do is break him. They want to break Tommy Robinson down. So he will be getting kept in isolation, on protection, because as you can imagine, down in the prisons, down in London, especially like Belmarsh, there will be a lot of inmates from different ethnicities because of what they've seen on the TV, the way the media has broadcast him, who will want to actually take his life or inflict serious injuries on him. So they probably will be putting him in protection, out the way, and he probably won't have a say in the matter. Even though he might want to go onto the wings, the prisoners, or the prison staff rather, will not want that risk. Because he's so high profile now, if he is attacked in prison, there will be outrage in the prison system because the staff know exactly what type of threat he is under, so it is their duty of care to protect him whilst in prison. So if he does get assaulted in prison, you can imagine what will happen. The governors and everybody, the newspapers, the media will definitely be reporting this time about Tommy Robinson, and the governors won't want that on their mind or on their conscience known. We're not even there on their conscience. They'll not want to have that whilst they are on duty. The uproar in the newspapers and the people around the country, if he is attacked in prison when he's supposed to be protected, there will be outrage, public outrage. But again, it's all madness what's going on with the media. A lot of people who haven't opened up their minds and looked into it, they listen to what the media say about him, as they do with a lot of things, and people just don't open up their mind and have a look into things themselves and do a bit of research. They watch the shit on the news, take it all as gospel, and make their own minds up without even doing any research. But I just thought I would bring that on and let everybody know, as you probably will know by now, that he's been given 18 months in prison. He will have to serve 9 months of that. He probably won't be eligible for the early release scheme like everybody else is, simply because it is Tommy Robinson.